Are you a fan of my work on the news? Are you a fan of my new show, The Aaron Cohen Show? Do me a favor. Help support the show by becoming a Season 1 sponsor. Hit the link down in the description below and grab yourself a mini sponsorship kit. They start at $25. We're fully independently produced here, so it helps keep the lights on in the studio and helps me to keep fighting that nonsense, garbage, anti-Israel misinformation while continuing to bring you no-nonsense analysis of Israel, the Middle East, counterterrorism, and national security. Support the show. Hit the link down in the description. Grab yourself a mini sponsorship package and join my Season 1 sponsorship team. Appreciate you guys. So these mystery drones are being spotted all over the country. President Trump just posted on Truth Social. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so! Exclamation. Let the public know, and now. Otherwise, shoot them down. That's a pretty bold statement. But here's the question. Is the Biden administration keeping us in the dark about these drones? Just recently, John Kirby sat down with Martha MacCallum and Fox News to address these mysterious drones and Elon Musk's potential involvement. His answers, and more importantly, his body language, raised some serious red flags for me. And today I'm going to show you why his microtells suggest something that he may be hiding, something big, and what it means for our national security. Let's get into it. In Friday's interview with Martha MacCallum, White House spokesman John Kirby was put on the spot about the mysterious drones being reported over New Jersey. I've talked about this extensively on the news over the last couple of days. Everybody's seen what's going on here. And here's the situation. For about a month now, residents have reported hearing what sounds like motorcycles landing on their roofs. And some believe these could be advanced Navy drones like the Patero Dynamics XP4. Which is capable of reconnaissance and logistics operations. Others suspect it's something less official. So Martha asked Kirby two critical questions. Are these drones part of a government operation? And has the Biden administration consulted outside experts like Elon Musk? His answers? Vague and evasive. And at worst, a clear sign that they have absolutely zero idea of what the heck is going on.
Do you know and you can't say? Can you tell me that?
No, I'm telling you, Martha, I'm telling you, we don't know.
Don't know.
We can't corroborate every single sighting. Some of them we have, not all of them, and we're working hard to do that. We know people are afraid of it. We know people have concerns. We have those same concerns.
Yeah, because they're flying over your house, and it sounds like there are motorcycles landing on your roof. Why not just take one down and figure out what's going on?
Well, the idea of taking something down, again, you want to worry about public safety. First of all, we don't have enough conclusions to take that kind of a policy action. But let's just assume for a minute, Martha, that we did. I mean, you're not going to want to shoot something down where it could hit somebody's house or hurt somebody.
Well, the Coast Guard says that there are 30 of them following one of their ships in the ocean. So would that work?
I mean, again, we have to develop the policy options based on what we know we're dealing with here, and we just don't know enough to make those to take those kinds of actions. But
have you called in like AI experts or said like, why don't we ask Elon Musk what he thinks, or brought in outside experts?
We're working really hard right now inside our in the interagency, and certainly supporting the FBI and DHS as they investigate this. And if we need to have additional conversations with people outside the lifelines, we certainly will do that.
So let's break this down. The moment Kirby says, I'm telling you, Martha, we don't know, he nods his head affirmatively. That's a classic microtell.
Hey, can you tell me that?
No, I'm telling you, Martha, I'm telling you, we don't know.
A small involuntary movement that directly contradicts his words. This is what we call cognitive dissonance. And when the body reveals the truth, even as the mouth tries to hide it. And in high-pressure situations like this, people cannot suppress microtells because they're involuntary. The the brain's fight or flight response takes over. There's a little bit of a chemical dump that goes in and causes that adrenaline to be raised. And these tiny movements slip through, revealing that inner conflict. It's the same kind of behavior I've seen in counterterrorism interrogations when someone's holding back critical information. So why does this matter? Because Kirby's head nod while denying knowledge is a red flag. It suggests that he knows more than he's letting on. This isn't just a stumble in communication. It's not just him nervous. This is a sign, in my opinion, that there's something deeper going on, something that the public isn't being told. Are you guys a fan of Israeli special operations? I've got news for you. In Hebrew, we say, Ki batach bolota selecha milchama, which means by way of deception. You can now learn more about Israeli special operations by grabbing a signed copy of my best-selling memoir, Brotherhood of Warriors. This is a book, a memoir about my time as one of the first Americans to serve in one of Israel's top special operations counterterrorism units, the elite Mista Aravim. This is the undercover unit that dresses as Arabs to snatch terrorists and bring them back to Israel. I've got a limited number of signed copies. Hit the link down in the description below and grab yourself a copy and learn about what makes us unique. Learn about our training pipeline, how we conduct operations, how we're taught to think, and how we conduct operations in one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the world. Grab yourself a signed copy. I've got limited number of copies to ship out. Hit the link down in the description. It helps support the show and learn about Israel's incredible training pipeline through the optic of an American. You guys are going to love my memoir. Grab a signed copy today. Hit the link down in the description. Appreciate you guys. Now let's talk about why this matters. President Trump's post could be a potential wake-up call. Drones are being spotted all over the country, and the public is being left in the dark. And his exact words were, can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so! Exclamation. And honestly, neither do I. Drones are being used in conflicts worldwide, including surveillance strikes and tests of vulnerabilities. These aren't a hypothetical. It's happening now as we speak. And here in the United States, we've had reports of drones flying over critical infrastructure over the past couple of weeks, power plants, potential nuclear facilities, airports. There's been a ton of them coming in. So what happens if these are being used to test our defenses or conduct surveillance for something larger? And so when officials like Kirby dodge questions about drones, it doesn't just make him look bad or the White House look bad or the Biden admin look bad. It could potentially put all of us at risk. I don't see what point of the blackout is. We live in a surveillance age right now, and these videos are everywhere, and we can't afford evasiveness when we're dealing with a threat that evolves this quickly. Trump's post might seem a little large, if you will, but I believe he's asking the right question. What's really going on? And why aren't we being told? So let's move on from Kirby's behavior to the bigger issue here, the drone threat itself, and why the government is hesitating to give us clear answers. These drones aren't just random tech. These represent a real and immediate potential national security concern. And Kirby's lack of transparency only makes the situation worse. And here's the concerns. Domestically, drones pose a risk like unauthorized surveillance, industrial espionage, and attacks on critical infrastructure. Think about the power plants, nuclear facilities, and even airports. And if these drones are flying undetected in these areas, that's a serious vulnerability. Internationally, it gets even more dangerous. Drones have been weaponized in war zones like the Ukraine with Russia for everything from surveillance to targeted strikes. China, Iran, other adversaries have been aggressively developing advanced drone capabilities. These aren't hypothetical threats. Look what we saw with Hezbollah. Look what we saw with Iran over the last year. Hundreds of drones being used as suicide missiles. And it's escalating. Now, Martha MacCallum asked Kirby a direct question about Elon Musk and if he had been consulted. And his answer was intentionally vague. But whether Musk has been involved or not isn't really the real issue, although I think he should be. The question is, what's the plan? How are we addressing this growing drone threat? that's clearly in our skies being recorded as we speak. And every minute we spend deflecting questions instead of giving law enforcement the tools that they need and implementing solutions is another minute that whoever's putting out these drones are going to exploit. And if these drones are part of a foreign surveillance effort or a dry run for something bigger, we need to know. The American people deserve clear answers and no excuses. And so here's my bottom line. When you see someone like Kirby dodging questions about drones and nodding while denying, which is very easy for me and anyone else who's trained in behavioral detection to spot, it's not just about what he's saying, it's about what he's not saying. And these micro tells matter. They reveal discomfort, deception, and an unwillingness to be fully transparent on an issue that directly impacts our safety. And this is coming directly from Biden's White House. Trump's post is a reminder that the stakes here are real and the public deserves to know what's going on with these drones. And we need leaders who are going to give us straight answers. And so to that, I say, thank goodness Trump is on his way in. And if they're not going to give us answers, then I say let Trump speak out loud, because it's time to start asking tougher questions exactly like President Trump just did, so we can start getting some real solutions here. Here's my layout. I believe it's time to strengthen detection and monitoring systems by adapting radar and AI to track drones and start partnering with private companies like Elon's SpaceX to expand satellite-based detection. 2, enforce stricter no-fly zones around critical infrastructure and use automated systems to prevent drones from entering these sensitive areas. 3, deploy counter-drone technologies like jammers, signal interference systems, and laser-based neutralization to stop drones in real time. 4, collaborate more with the private sector. Companies like SpaceX and these startups are already creating technologies that could fill the gaps in government capabilities. Elon Musk is great at this. Get him on board. 4, involve the public. Use them as a force multiplier for law enforcement. And finally, develop a comprehensive national drone policy to clarify the roles and responsibilities in rapid response procedures for agencies across the federal, FAA, DHS, FBI. You know, here he is, Anthony Blinken up here, talking about we don't have the policies. We'll put the policies in place. So what do you guys think? Are these solutions the path forward? What do you guys think of my ideas? Was Kirby being honest? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to share this episode and subscribe to the Aaron Cohen Show. I'm going to keep an eye on this situation as it continues to develop because clearly it's continuing to gain momentum and grow. I want to thank you guys for watching this episode and for subscribing, for supporting the show. This episode of the Aaron Cohen Show brought to you by the Cherry's Deep Concealment Holster. This is the same holster I trained Keanu on for the John Wick franchise. This thing runs below the waistband, which means there's zero digging into your gut when you're carrying appendix, which is really rare because most of them are really uncomfortable. Also, this thing is super minimal. You can see it's skeletal, has an adjustable clip here so you can adjust the ride height, drop it down or bring it up depending on what you like. This thing fits all double stacked 9 and 40 Glocks and a ton of other pistols as well. Also, lightning fast draw with just a little bit of training. Go to cherryscounterterror.com and grab yourself one of these bad boys. There's a bit of a lead time right now due to demand, but trust me, these are worth it. Finally carry with comfort and concealment. Go to cherryscounterterror.com and grab yourself one of these incredible holsters. I'm Aaron Cohen. You're watching the Aaron Cohen Show, and I will catch you guys on the next one.